Diyos maray na hapon po sa gabos na nagdadamog asin nagdadalan kang Radyo Aralan sa Naga, Season 2. Radyo na, FB pa, Rumaratsyada. Ako po si Sir Glenn Usapal, ang sa indong makakaibahan sa sarupang episode kang Radyo Aralan. Hatod po sa indo kang Tinago National High School. Madadalan man po kita sa live kang FB page kang 105.5 asin sa Tinago National High School page. Pa-like and share man po. Asin madadawag man sa indong mga radyo sa 105.5 Idol FM. Paabutan ko po nin maugmang pagantabay anama kang DepEd Naga, School Division Superintendent Sir Mariano B. de Guzman, Assistant School Division Superintendent Cecil C. Ferro, ang mabuot na Division RBI Coordinator, Madam Josepina Solis, asin ang bibong-bibo na Public School District Supervisor, kang District 3, Ma'am Teresita Irma Dico. Good afternoon po, Ninang. Siring man ang mga estudyante asin ang mga magurang kang Tinago National High School, asin ang manlain-lain na estudyante sa ibang eskwelahan. Na ipaglingawan na mag-comment kang sa indong pangaran, eskwelahan, asin section sa comment box gamit ang hashtag na Radyo Aralan sa Naga Season 2. Bagong taon na, kaya may bago man kitang manunodan ngunyan na aldaw. Na iyahatod sa to, kan sarong matibay, magayon asin mabuoto na maestra, kang Tinago National High School na si Ma'am Joyce de Guzman. Mahiras siya sa to sa asignaturang Ingles, kung saan tutukaron niya ang claim of fact, policy asin value. Aram nindo mga aki, na kaipuhan nindong dangubo na maray ang topic na ini, ta magagamit nindo ini lalo na sa indong reasoning, pag-ibo ning argumentative writing, asin sa pag-analyze kan statement na sa indong nadangog, lalo na ngunyan na paparani na ang eleksyon. Aram kong excited na kamo. Kaya mga aki, sa tuya ng dangugon asin dalanon ang Radyo Aralan episode ngunyan na hapon. Take it away, Ma'am Joyce.
Hello! Have you been having a great day? I hope you do. I am Joyce Guzman, your English teacher. Who among you here have pets to take care at home? Great! That means you can relate to our first activity today. I prepared here a comic strip for your initial reading task. Are you ready? Then let's read on.
Dogs are the best animals in the world.
No, they're not. Cats are the best.
Dogs are loyal and obedient.
Cats are cute and cuddly.
Dogs are cute and cuddly too.
Cats are smart. They can use a litter box.
Dogs are smart too.
Not as smart as cats.
I've seen many service dogs, but I've never seen a service cat. Have you?
Actually, no.
How did you find the story presented in the comics? What were Sally and Gary talking about? Right, the story was an interesting one. Gary and Sally were discussing which are the best animals in the world, cats or dogs. Who do you think presented the best reason? And why do you think so? That's right. Sally seemed to be convinced that dogs are the best because of the fact that there are service dogs, whereas there isn't any service cat at all. Moving on, let's play a game called Here's What I Think. In this game, I will flash on the screen some controversial topics and I would like you to decide whether you agree with the topic or not. If you agree, you say, okay, and if you disagree, you say, no way. Also, be sure to give a short statement to defend your answer. Let's have this example. Sharing your Wi-Fi password with your neighbors. Okay or no way? Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Before we continue, let us remember these tips when presenting your ideas in class.
Tips in sharing ideas. Be polite and always use decent words. No raising of voices. Focus only on reason. Do not give reasons which are out of context. Be tolerant of your classmates' perspectives. The activity is an exercise of the mind. Hence, this is aimed at sharpening your mind. You don't have to lose a friend when their views are different from you. You are all learning the English language, so there can be instances of errors in pronunciation and grammar. Let us be accepting of each other's mistakes in these aspects and instead appreciate the effort placed on practicing using the language.
Now that we're all set, let's begin the game. Topic 1. Posting a new selfie every day. Great answers! Let's move to the next topic. Topic 2. Sending questions to your teacher past 5 p.m. Wow! You certainly have awesome ideas! Here's our last topic. Topic 3. Attending online classes in bed. That's right. If you're in bed while attending online classes, you might fall asleep. Now, let's take a closer look at the first activity where I asked you to read a comic strip. Could you say they were having an argument? Why do you say so? You're correct. They are having an argument. Actually, when one engages in argumentation, one does not need to shout or raise voice. Contrary to some notions of argument that people are angry and raise their voices as if they're in a fight, an argument is a logical, highly developed statement or statements offering supports for a claim. Hence, the focus of argumentation is to develop logical statements. Now let us focus on the second activity. How did you find the game? It's great to know that you found it fun. What insights did you learn from the game? That's a great realization. People do have different ways of seeing things depending on their perspective. Posting a selfie can be okay for you, but it may not be for your classmate. How do you think will you be able to win in an argument? Right! You got the keyword there, which is reason. Winning an argument needs a logical reason. And in our lesson today, we will be exploring the idea of claims in an argument.
This lesson will make you learn about the most essential learning competency, which is to formulate claims of fact, fallacy, and value. To be able to do this, you must be able to distinguish between claims of fact, fallacy, and value. Determine the statements of support for claims of fact, fallacy, and value from a paragraph. And write a paragraph based on an infographic stating claims of fact, fallacy, and value.
I would like you to recall what you did in Here's What I Think game. How do you call the statements that you had to defend, such as posting a new selfie every day, sending questions to your teacher past 5 p.m., and attending online classes in bed? Right! In the game that you just played, the indefinite statements you had to defend are claims. How about the proofs you used to defend them? Very good! The proofs that you use to defend your claims are called evidences. In grade 7, you learned to cite evidence to support a general statement. In grade 8, you also learned to examine biases made by the author. Then, in grade 9, you judge the validity of the evidence listened to. In today's lesson, you will be using those skills you have previously learned. When participating in argumentation, whether it's writing an argumentative essay or argumentative speech, it must be built out of solid, reasonable claims and strong evidences to back them up.
What is a claim? A claim persuades, argues, convinces, proves, or provocatively suggests something to a reader who may or may not initially agree with you. Examples of claim. Dogs are the best animals in the world. Posting a new selfie every day is a good idea. Here are some more examples. The American colonization made Filipinos avid consumers of Western media and products. Taking care of pets as you grow helps you learn empathy and concern for others. A claim is also the main argument of an essay. The complexity, effectiveness, and quality of the entire paper hinges on the claim. A claim defines your paper's goals, direction, and scope, supported by evidence, quotations, argumentation, expert opinion, statistics, and telling details. When you make a claim, you are arguing for a certain interpretation or understanding of your subject. A good claim is specific. It makes a focused argument. A claim is also not just any opinion expressed and not a descriptive statement. An argumentative claim, as the name suggests, is open-ended and discussable.
Can you give other examples of claims? Great answers! Now, let's find out the 3 different types of claims.
There are 3 different types of claims: the claim of fact, claim of policy, and claim of value. A claim of fact makes an assertion about something that can be proved or disproved with factual evidence. They have to be debatable and offer an assertion about an issue. For example, online classes present more challenges to learners than physical classes. A claim of fact also asserts that a condition has existed, exists, or will exist. Facts are non-negotiable. They can be found in resources such as atlas, maps, letters, telephone directories, and data from scientific sources. Not all claims are neatly stated because there are exceptions to generalizations. Hence, you can qualify your claims with expressions such as the following: generally, usually, probably, or as a rule. Do not confuse or interchange inference with a claim of fact. An inference is a statement about the unknown on the basis of the known.
The difference between fact and inference is that an inference is an interpretation or an opinion reached after an informed evaluation of evidence.
Let's analyze this example. Excessive television viewing has caused a steady decline in the reading ability of children and teenagers.
This is an inference. The reading ability has declined. The average child views television for 6 or more hours a day. The cause and effect relation is noted between the fact is an inference from the investigator.
Remember, no inference can do more than suggest probabilities. Almost all claims in science are based on inferences, on interpretations of data. Inferences are important and helpful in an argument. However, they are not facts.
Now, it's your turn to give examples of claims of fact. I'll show you an infographic and you can tell me a possible claim of fact for this infographic. Good job, students! Now, let us find out the other type of claim, which is the claim of value.
A claim of value argues that something is good or bad, or that one thing is better than another thing. It attempts to prove that some things are more or less desirable than others. It also expresses approval or disapproval, or taste and morality. Claims of value make judgments. It also attempts to prove some action, belief, or condition is right or wrong, good or bad. It can be simple expressions of taste or likes and dislikes. Example, it is better for teachers to require students to do a performance task like presenting a speech than ask them to write long paragraphs of their speech. There are two general areas in which people most often disagree about matters of value: aesthetics and morality.
Aesthetics, the study of beauty and the fine arts. Controversies over works of art rage fiercely among experts and lay people alike. The Rogerian approach to conflict resolution can be useful in resolving disagreements over the standards of judging. We will be learning more about this approach in the succeeding lessons.
Morality, on the other hand, are claims of value about morality, which express judgments about the rightness or wrongness of conduct or belief.
Just like in the arts, disagreements on morality are also as wide and deep and more significant. Although a writer and a reader may share many values, there are still many others which they may disagree on. Claims of values can be attacked or defended on the basis of standards that measure the worth of an action, belief, or object. Our likes and dislikes should be supported by reference.
Remember, in formulating value claims, you should be prepared to ask and answer many questions about the way in which your value claims and those of others have arrived at. Although you cannot make someone believe what you believe, you can give reasons to express your opinion.
So, the key word to remember for the claim of value is that it makes judgments about something on the basis of aesthetics or morals. I'll show you two paintings of Fernando Amorsolo, and I would like you to decide which one you think is better. State your sentence using the claim of value. Very good. Now you can formulate claims of value. That means we can move on to the last type of claim, which is the claim of policy.
A claim of policy argues that certain conditions should exist or that something should or should not be done in order to solve a problem. For example, unvaccinated individuals should not be allowed to dine in restaurants to avoid a further spread of the COVID-19.
A claim of policy asserts that specific plans or courses of action should be instituted as solutions to problems. Almost always, the words should or must are expressed or implied in the claim.
In defending a claim of policy, you have to do a few steps. 1. Make a factual claim. 2. Refer to values that support the claim. And 3. Introduce the policy to show why your solution will solve the problem. Remember, a major mistake in making a claim of policy is ignoring the opinion of others. You can only support your own idea if you can acknowledge the other person's perspectives.
Now, it's your turn to practice stating a claim of policy. I would like you to think of some regulations that need to be imposed in the conduct of in-person or face-to-face learning in schools. State these regulations in the form of a claim of policy. Those are great answers. No matter what type of claim is used, it is best to combine many types of support for that claim in order to write a logical argument, including facts, case studies, reasons, personal interviews, and more as appropriate. Now that you've heard about the three different types of claims, it's time to apply your learning in the following activities.
Application. In this activity, you are going to distinguish among claims of fact, value, and policy. For the directions, read carefully the statements and tell whether it states claim of fact, policy, or value. 1. Cancer is a common disease, but it is not contagious. This is a claim of fact. It asserts the condition about cancer, and you can verify the truth or falsity of the statement by checking sources. 2. Uniform should be required at all public schools. Right. This is a claim of policy. Requiring the use of uniforms in public schools argues that something should be done, hence it's a claim of policy. 3. Studies have shown that exposure to violent media is a risk factor for violent behaviors. You're right. This is a claim of fact. 4. COVID-19 vaccination should be made compulsory to all Filipinos so that the pandemic would end. This is a claim of policy as this suggests a solution to a problem. 5. Between the two novels of Rizal, No Limitang Here is more interesting than El Filibusterismo. Nice answer! This is a claim of value since it weighs the merits of two of Jose Rizal's works, No Limitang Here and El Filibusterismo. Second activity for the application. Claim it and support it. For the directions, read the claim statements and provide the essential support by choosing from the options given. You can choose more than one statement of support for each claim. 1. Clever Telecom offers the best service as a telecommunications company than Sphere's Telco. A. Clever Telco has an annual revenue of 50 billion, which was 10 billion more than that of Sphere's. B. Clever Telco services include reliable after-sales, which allows consumers to report internet and connectivity issues around the clock. C. The connectivity offerings of Clever Telco range from the speed of 10 to 50 Mbps, which is way higher than its counterpart, which is only 5 to 40 Mbps. You're correct. The best support are items B and C. Item A does not really focus on the service of the two companies. It simply compares the revenues generated by each. 2. All workers should be required to get vaccinated to ensure the safety of everyone in the workplace. A. 100% vaccinated workforce will lead to a workplace's safe working environment. B. At least 70% of vaccinated individuals can lead to herd immunity, hence there is no need to require everyone to get vaccinated at work. And C. Getting vaccinated is more practical for workers than having RT-PCR tests every now and then and having to shoulder the expense for it. Very good. A and C are the correct supporting statements. B does not support the claim because it says that 70% vaccinated individuals can lead to herd immunity. If this is the case, there is no need to require all.
You were all awesome today. You have done well in paying close attention to our activities. Can anyone now sum up the things that you learned from today's discussion? That's right. In our session today, you learned about claims, what they are, and the different types of claims that are often used in argumentation. To conclude our session, imagine that you have a souvenir box at home and I am asking you to take something from the lesson which you would like to keep in that box. What insights are you going to keep from these topics? Or what takeaways are you going to keep in your souvenir box? You can respond to this by following this format. From today's lesson, I want to keep in my learning box blank because blank. You certainly did a good job in sharing to us your key takeaways from today's lesson. That means you are ready for our summative assessment.
Evaluation. Here are the instructions. Write the claim statement presented in the paragraph. The claim statement may or may not be directly stated. If it is not directly stated, write the claim statement based on how you understand it from the text. Next, determine the type of claim. And the last, pick at least 2 statements from the paragraph which supports the claim. Here is the first item. The items which are found in the evaluation part are also found in your learning activity sheets. And here is the second item.
For your assignment, you will be writing a paragraph stating a claim or a combination of claims of fact, policy, and value. After stating the claim, write at least 2 sentences which support the claim. To do this, look closely and analyze the infographics presented about the Philippine cyberspace and the internet. Choose only one infographic from which to base your paragraph. You will be guided by the rubric for rating shown in your learning activity sheet. Here's the rubric to guide you in preparing your paragraph stating a claim of fact, policy, or value, or any combination of these 3. Here is also a sample paragraph for the infographic on mirrors. If you will recall, in your science subject, you have been discussing about mirrors during the second quarter. This paragraph is based on the infographic which you can see on screen. It has been another meaningful session learning about claims of fact, policy, and value. Thank you for tuning in. Radyo Aralan sa Naga will see you again tomorrow.
Mabalos, Ma'am Joyce, sa detalyadong pagtukar kan claim of fact, policy, and value. Idol ta ka talaga. Kung gusto man nindong pasalamatan si Ma'am Joyce, pwede nindong i-comment iyan asin gamito ng hashtag na Thank You TNHSRPI. Bueno, bako lang yan ang radio episode mo niya na aldaw. Aram ko na dakol na kamong nanutan, pero guwapa. Ang tabayanan ang masunod na radio teacher as in radio anchor digdilan sa Radyo Aralan sa Naga Season 2. Radyo na, FB pa, Rumaratsyada.